So being insecure about my height in the past actually led to some of the worst moments in my life, some of the biggest regrets in my life, and honestly, some of the biggest lessons that I had to learn growing up as a short man very quickly. You know, I'm only 25 years old, and these lessons that I've learned from focusing on my insecurities and not focusing on what I have in front of me actually led to some of the biggest regrets. And this is gonna be more of a video where I talk about my actual experience on the dark side of being short. And when I talk about the dark side of being short, it's not society's dark side of being short. It's the dark side of being short if you are insecure about it, right? So this onus is all on you. And your life experience is going to be dictated by whether you are insecure, secure, or even just working on being more secure with your height, okay? So I want to tell you guys these things in order to prevent a lot of you young men from going through the same things, because I read the comments on my past videos and a lot of you guys are young, 15, 16, in high school, going through some of the most developmental stages of your life. Like high school is one of those times in your life where it can either make or break your future depending on how much mental resiliency you build during that time. Okay, you can either get out of high school and just focus on your high school experience and be bitter and angry at the world for the rest of your life, or you can take your high school experience and actually learn and grow from it. And this video is for the guys who actually want to learn and grow from that experience like I did, because I also had to go through this, all right? Even after high school, I was still going through this phase of insecurity about my height. This is very recent, like I wanna say 2 years, maybe 3 years. Honestly, probably the last 2 years is when I became the most secure about it. So I think now is the perfect time to tell you guys. But one second. Just came back from the gym, so I need another cup of coffee. But being insecure about my height actually led to me ruining some of the best relationships that I had with women. It wasn't my height itself, right? Like I want you guys to understand that. It wasn't the height, because I was able to attract these women, and these women, like great, I'm talking about high quality women in that age range, right? Girls that would like wake up and make breakfast, girls that would like genuinely care about you as a human being, like those kind of women. Like I've experienced that. So when I tell you guys that it's possible, I'm not bullshitting you, right? And I'm gonna dive deeper into that part. But I was in a relationship in the past where I was with a great woman, like a woman who actually wanted a future with me, wanted to have children with me in the future, like that kind of person. And at that time, I was still dealing with the insecurities of my height. I was still dealing with the mental battles that I was having with society and my appearance and my physical appearance. I was working out and I was fit at that time, but I was still dealing with the mental battle. And around the same time is when the red pill shit started to really take over YouTube and social media. So being a younger dude, I was probably like 20, I want to say 22. I'm 25 now. 22. So this is at least for me when red pill started to really, when I started to really see it on social media. But I started to listen to it, and I started to listen to the guys in that space and the girls that they would bring on to the panels, whatever. You can probably assume which podcast and shit I'm talking about. But I started to listen to what they said about requirements for men and like how short guys are bottom of the barrel, or, just really nasty things about short men, devaluing them. And then I started to see the more and more people, especially women on social media, repeating that same message. And instead of focusing on the great relationship that I had at the time, I decided to be stupid and let my insecurities take over and actually focus on what people were saying on the fucking internet. And that bled into that relationship. And I started to seek validation and attention from other people because I was like, man, I don't know. I don't even, it's hard to put into words what I was going through at that time. But I wasn't in the moment. I wasn't grounded. My life was being controlled by my insecurities about my height. And social media just started to feed into that. And I ended up ruining one of the best relationships I ever had in my life. You know, like even to this day, I think that if I wasn't so caught up in social media, I would still be with this person and it would have been a great relationship, you know? But things happen, got to move on, can't stay stuck in the past. But it's just a moment of reflection that I've had for a while now about how that insecurity actually ruined something amazing for me. And I'm telling you guys this so that you guys don't fall down that same path, because social media it's crazy right now. It's crazy right now. The things that get the most views are the most negative things about society. And I'm not saying that every single thing in the red pill space is bad. Like there are great things, work harder, focus on your fitness and focus on your mental health. Like those aspects of the red pill are amazing because I've implemented that into my life and it's actually helped me. But a lot of the red pill space where it's just like derogatory things towards like even women and shit like that in general, I adopted that mindset and it fucked my life up for a while. It really did. And you young guys are at that age right now where if you watch all these negative things on social media that feed into your insecurities, you're going to end up with such an unhappy life, such a miserable life, and everything you believe about yourself that's negative is going to feed into the universe through your energy. And it's going to reciprocate that back. And you're just going to go through an endless cycle of confirmation bias because of what you consume on social media. And my life is proof of that because I ruined one of the best relationships that I had in my life. Amazing person, amazing person. I'm talking about the women that most guys would marry in a heartbeat. And I couldn't see that because I was too consumed by social media and these people that I didn't give a fuck about validating my insecurities about my height. So if you're a short guy, I'm telling you right now, if you can't get off of social media or you can't get off of watching that red pill content, at least try to filter what you consume, or at least try to understand that it really isn't reality. These girls and shit that you see on these podcasts talking about they want a guy that's a millionaire and all that shit, if you just sit down and ask yourself, is that the kind of woman that I want? The chances are they're probably not. So why are you listening to these people that you wouldn't even give the time of day talk about what they want in a guy, and you're actually using that to dictate your movements in life? So the first thing that I've learned about my insecurity about my height is that social media is going to feed into that because it shows only the most negative aspects of the world. Unfortunately, it is what it is. The guys that actually talk about valuable things and positive things, they don't get all the attention. It's mostly the negative parts. So if you understand that and you understand that that's how social media works, it'll be a lot easier for you to not feed into that insecurity. So that's the first thing, okay? And the second thing that I really learned is that, is honestly just gonna tie back to the first thing, is that you should not, your focus right now, if you are somebody who's insecure about your height, shouldn't be anything else but working on that. Work on your insecurity, because the world is going to see that before they see your height. Like, yeah, they're visually going to see your height, but energetic, bro, the world runs on energy. It doesn't run on height. Like that's bullshit. The world runs on energy. And yes, like I'm going to keep saying that because it is true. What you put out into the world is what you get back from it. People can sense when somebody's insecure, when somebody's not sure of themselves. It's gonna show up in conversation. It's gonna show up in the way that you speak to people. If you're a short guy and you compensate and you have to walk around like your nuts are bigger than everybody else's, and you know exactly what I mean, that kind of like that just attitude where you're just nobody wants to be around you because you're so unsure of yourself that you have to put other people down, or you have to walk around like you're a macho man, this alpha male, to compensate for your height. I did that before. I tried to be that alpha male, red pill, just the stereotypical bullshit, bro. And it doesn't lead to a good life. It just honestly leads to emptiness, because the things you value when you're trying to be that guy aren't the things that you truly value in the world. You're gonna value how many women can I get? Being extremely dominant, bro. Like, that doesn't work. It doesn't work. Stop trying to compensate for your insecurity by trying to be this guy that you're not, and just be yourself, bro. If you're an interesting person and you have experiences in life that are unique to you, which everybody does, everybody has a unique experience, just show that to the world, bro. There's gonna be somebody out there, or people out there, that connect and resonate with you. We live in a world with 7 billion people, and you're telling me that nobody's gonna fuck with you because of your height? You're not gonna find a woman because of your height? You're not gonna achieve success because of your height? Bro, you need to wake up. You need to delete if you have to delete social media in order to detox and actually experience real life, fucking do that. Because I've been there, that young guy that listens to what everybody else says, and his emotions and his movements are dictated by what everybody else says about something that he can't even control. And I ruined so many beautiful things in my life trying to seek validation, trying to seek attention. A lot of my younger years and relationships in the past were ruined because of me. Not because of anybody else, but because of me. Because instead of dictating and running my life and my relationships the way I knew I should have ran them, I listened to all the fucking negative shit, bro. You're a man. Act like a man, bro. Wake up with a purpose. Wake up with a mission. The mission doesn't have to be some grandiose thing. Wake up with a mission that fulfills you. It can be the smallest thing. It can be as simple as waking up, going to a donation center and helping out, volunteering. Helping people, it doesn't have to be some crazy thing. But you're a man, bro. Don't let anybody take that away from you because of something that you can't control. And also make sure that you address these insecurities before you even look for a relationship. Man, my marriage, the marriage that I just had 3 years ago, and there's no disrespect towards her, we're still cool. We grow up, we learn, we live and we learn. But I let a lot of things slide that I wouldn't be happy with today, or that I wasn't even happy with back then, because of the insecurity. Because it's just so insecure that you're just willing to accept anything. And then that turns into resentment and bitterness. Like, my marriage, I was very bitter and resentful in my marriage because I put up with things that I shouldn't have put up with because of my insecurity about my height, because I didn't feel like anybody else was gonna accept me. Because I felt like she was the only person that was meant for me to marry and accept and all these things, because I was still fighting that mental battle. Bro. You have to deal with these insecurities. You have to accept them, first of all. Don't be that guy that claims that he's not insecure, but subconsciously, it's running your life. Be the guy that actually works on it. Be the guy that accepts it, acknowledges it, accepts it, and lays out the necessary steps. If you have to go to therapy, bro. What these people say about dudes going to therapy, fuck that. Therapy's great if you have the right therapist and you can tell who the right therapist is for you. But if you have to do that, do that. Whatever you have to do that isn't putting out anything negative into the world, that's only feeding you in a positive way, do that. And work on your insecurities, bro, because that's going to run your life and your relationships. I wish somebody told me this back then, before I ruined great things in my life. And now all I can do is look back and use those lessons to move forward. I'm not looking back in a way where I'm reminiscent and, wishing I can go back to the past, right? But it's about looking back and seeing, being self-aware enough to understand what was the cause of me feeling that way. What was the cause of me acting that way? Why didn't I treat that person the way I was supposed to treat them? And for me, that was because I was listening to the wrong things. I was consuming the wrong things. And this video is just telling you short men out there, if you can't stop consuming, at least filter better and work on yourself and understand that the real world doesn't care about your height. And I'm fucking like, these guys in the comments of my videos talking about cope and all this bullshit, they're fucking losers, bro. They're losers. You know how sad you have to be a grown man putting other men down because of their height, saying that they're coping? Fucking losers, bro. Us short guys, we're winners because we have to overcome so much mentally, bro. It's a mental battle to overcome this insecurity because everything you see online is just reaffirming that insecurity. But then when you understand that online and the real world is completely different things, that's when things start to change for you. That's when things started to change for me. Now I have boundaries. Now I can assert my boundaries without being this overly dominant person, without being this red pill alpha male, in a respectful way. I've learned how to communicate in my relationships. I've learned how to walk away when things don't work for me and how to treat the people who treat me good and reciprocate that energy back to them. All because I faced my insecurity. I didn't run away from the insecurity. I faced it. And I stopped listening to the wrong things. I stopped listening to people tell me that I was worthless. People that I didn't care about telling me that I was worthless. And I started to realize that I had so much more in front of me than I did in this virtual space. So this video went from more of like focusing on short insecurities, and honestly it's just mainly insecurities in general. Whatever your insecurity is, stop listening to the things that feed it. They're ruining your life and you don't even know it until it's too late. It took me years to understand that. It took me years to realize that I ruined a lot of things because I was paying attention to the wrong things. So I hope this video helped you guys. If you're a short dude, that's the people I'm resonating with the most. If you're a short guy, whatever your age range is, but especially in high school in those really formative years, face the insecurity. Understand that high school is just a time where you guys are still growing up, you guys are still learning how to communicate. Everybody's going through life together and experiencing the same things in youth. And that your height doesn't actually matter in the long run, bro. It doesn't. You can be whatever you want to be. You can achieve whatever you want to do, as long as you put your mind to it. And understand that at the end of the day, you're still a human. And you still have so much value and so much worth to put into this world. Unless you let the negative things drain that life force from you. Don't let them drain that life force from you. That's what they want. But anyways, I'm gonna end the video here because my camera's gonna die. This one was a little bit more deep for me. I was thinking about this a lot today during my workout. And I just wanna help you guys because I've been there before and it sucks. It sucks feeling like you're overlooked and worthless. And it sucks feeling alone because of something you can't control, but I promise you, if you just focus on being the best person that you can be and working with your insecurities and understanding them and eventually become secure and comfortable enough, life will be better for you. So just work on it. But if you need help transforming your mindset, your physique, as a short dude, and you want the help and you want the knowledge that it takes to reach that self-esteem and that confidence, I'm gonna leave the link in the description. Whether you click on it or not doesn't really matter. But all that matters to me is that reading the comments of these young guys talking about how these videos are helping them and they're going through a tough time and they just need somebody to be there who's been there before. Because there's not many of us out here on this space talking about it this way. But anyways, I hope this video helped you guys. It definitely helped me in some way talk about it. But other than that, I will see you guys in the next one.